Hi cat lovers, it's Layla Morgan Wilde from Cat Wisdom 101, and I have some tips for you today from our vet, Dr. Rich Goldstein.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rich Goldstein, and today we're going to learn how to do a quick physical exam on our kitty. So the first thing is, where are we going to do the exam? You can do it on the kitchen table, you can do it on the couch, wherever you're comfortable, wherever the cat's comfortable. If you do it on a table, I would put a nice soft surface down. Yoga mats make a great surface to do a nice physical exam. Two key things when you're looking at your kitty. One is symmetry. So whatever the cat has two of, you want to make sure that one side is exactly the same as the other side, and the other is a change. So by you doing a physical exam once a month or however you want to do it, if you notice a change in something that you've been looking at all the time, that's when you want to get the vet involved. So with Gree, we're going to start right at the front and do it the same way every time. So we're looking at his nose. It's nice and moist. There's no discharge coming from his nose. When we look at his eyes, I want to make sure the eyes are clear. He does have a little bit of discharge. You can see a difference between the right eye and the left eye. A little watery discharge. We're going to look in the mouth, make sure that his teeth look okay. Just lift up the lips. Get a good look at his teeth. On some cats, they'll gently let you open their mouth and take a look at their tongue and at their gums and get a good look at the inside of their mouth as well. You can feel underneath his neck. Cats that are hyperthyroid sometimes will have a lump in their neck. Look at his ears. Make sure that they're clean. Make sure there's no smells. Looking at his feet, you can gently push on the pads to push the nails out to see if the nails need trimming. Make sure they're not growing into the pads. You can gently flex the wrist joint and make sure there's no swelling and no pain. Feel the bones in his forearm and his upper arm and shoulder. One easy way to check for dehydration is to gently tent up the skin right between the shoulder blades. Pull it up and gently let it go. It should take 1 to 2 seconds to go back into place. Make sure he's hydrated. When we get back to his chest, and you can actually feel the heart beating right over the rib cage. And you can count how many times the heart's beating in a minute. And again, if you're noticing any changes in the heart rate, faster or slower, or if it starts to feel a little bit different in its rhythm, you want to alert your vet. Watching the chest rise and fall will give you his respiratory rate. Now, cats need to breathe through their nose. So if you notice that your cat is panting like a dog and his respiratory rate is very quick, sometimes that will happen if a cat is stressed, but sometimes that will happen if a cat is having trouble breathing. Come back here to his belly, and you just want to gently massage his belly. Make sure it feels nice and soft. Make sure he's not painful. And come back to the back legs. Again, check his toenails. You can check his ankle joint, make sure it's not swollen. Feel all the bones and the joints, make sure there's no swelling or pain. When we take a look at his coat and his skin, cats love when you rub their fur the wrong way, don't you? But you're just looking for any abnormalities on the skin, any hair loss, any rashes. Make sure the coat is nice and sleek. Last thing you can do is lift up the tail. Make sure everything's okay in the back end. Make sure that there's no stool caked on his rear end, because that can sometimes be a problem. You can sometimes feel at the base of the tail to make sure that you don't feel any obvious constipation. And one last thing you can do is to keep tabs on the weight of your kitty. You can get a postal scale or a baby scale. A scale that has ounces is very important because cats' weights are going to change by ounces, not usually pounds. Whoop. There we go, little buddy. 6 pounds, 7 ounces. All right, little friend. Now, one little thing about weight. When you weigh your kitty, try to weigh them at the same time on the days that you're going to weigh them. And don't stress about weighing every single day because their weights are going to fluctuate just like ours. What we're looking for is a change in a trend. So if you weigh your kitty this week, next week he's a few ounces lighter, a week later he's a few ounces lighter, that's when you want to talk to your vet. And there we have our quick little 5-minute kitty exam. Everybody's healthy.